Guys, so we got our chapter review assignment we're going to get after. Let's just start with the very first problem. Find the slope between these 2 points. Remember, our equation for finding slope was we subtract the y's and we subtract the x's. Sometimes we say we subtract the second y from the first y and the second x from the first x, and so forth. So if we look at these 2 points, this is my x, this is my y, this is my x, this is my y. So I'm going to subtract the second y from the first y. And just be really careful about those negative signs, so it'll be 2 minus a negative 2. And I'm going to divide that by, if I subtract my second x from my first x, negative 7 over negative 6. Remember, if you're subtracting a negative, if you subtract the negative, it turns into addition. And you get 2 plus 2 equals 4, and negative 7 plus 6 is negative 1. This reduces to negative 4. So the answer to the very first problem is we have a slope of negative 4. The second one's very similar. We want to find the slope between these 2 points, but watch what happens. I'm going to take my second y, negative 7, and I'm going to subtract it from my first y, 9. And then I'm going to take my first x, my second x, 5, and subtract it from my first one, 5. When I do this, this turns into negative 16 over 0. Try this on a calculator. Negative 16 divided by 0, you just can't do that. This is an example of undefined slope. So it's undefined slope. And you have to think about what this means. If I was to graph these 2 points, 5, 9 is like 5 over and 9 up, like that. And 5, negative 7 is 5 over and 9 down, right? So these form a vertical line. There is no slope on a vertical line. It's undefined slope, vertical lines. Cool. The third problem, we want to find the equation that's passing through (9, 100) and has a slope of 15. So I could go to a graph and do this, but I'm going to go to my equation. I know that my answer in the end is going to look like this. Let me just do some quick fold in here. I know my answer is going to be y equals something times x. That'll be my slope, and then my y-intercept. So I'm going to have to find my slope and my y-intercept. I'm kind of fortunate in this problem that they already give me my slope. I know it's going to be y equals 15x. I get that one for free. Now the question is what's this b value? Right, my y-intercept. So watch what I have to do. I know it's y equals 15x plus that b value that I don't know. They give me a point. That x value is 9, and that y value is 100. So I'm going to take that 100 and I'm going to plug it in for y. I'm going to take that 9 value and I'm going to plug it in for x. And I'm going to see what I get here. 15 times 9 is 135. So this becomes 100 equals 135 plus b. I'm going to subtract 135 from both sides, and I get a final solution that b must equal negative 35 then. So if I know that b equals negative 35, I can just bring that to my equation, and I know it's 15x because my slope was 15 in the problem, and now I know it's minus 35. So that'll be my final solution. A really similar problem to this is number 4. We have to find the equation of a line, but this time they give me 2 points. So they give me these 2 points, 8, negative 6, and 8, negative 10. So same kind of idea. I know that if I want to solve this problem, I know it's going to be y equals my slope times x plus, or kind of minus, my y-intercept, depending on if it's negative or positive. I don't really know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with find the slope. If I have 2 points, I can find the slope, just like in problems 1 and 2. I'm going to take my second y, negative 10. I'm going to subtract my first y, negative 6. And I'm going to divide it by my x's. So I did negative 10 minus negative 6, so I've got to do negative 8 minus 8. Remember, subtracting a negative, that turns into addition. So what I really have here is negative 4 over negative 16. Negative 4 over 16 reduces to a fourth. So I have a fourth x. Now I need to find my b. So just like the last problem, if I have my slope and I need to find my b value, it's y equals 1/4 x plus that b that I don't know. I can take either point. I'm just going to choose the one with the less negatives and smaller numbers just to make my life easier. 8, 6. So 8 is my x value and negative 6 is my y value. So I'm just going to be careful to plug those in where they should go. And I'm going to solve this equation for b. A fourth of 8 is 2. So what I need to do is subtract 2 from both sides. And I get b equals negative 8. So if b equals negative 8, I know my equation, it's not a plus anymore, it's a minus, is this. Y equals the slope I just found, 1/4 x minus 8. Our next problem, number 5, we have a table, and we've got to figure out what the slope is and describe what it means in the context of the situation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 of these points, and I can choose any 2 points if it's a linear situation. So I'm just going to choose this one, 5, 65, and 11, 143. Remember in a table that this is x comma y, so really our strategy doesn't change. I'm going to subtract the y's and divide it by the difference in the x's. So I'm going to subtract the y's, 143 minus 65, 143 minus 65, and I'm going to divide it by the difference in the x's, 11 minus 5. I know 11 minus 5 is 6, but 143 minus 65, that's 78. So if I divide that all the way, I get 13. But I'm going to leave both these answers up here just for a second to explain what it means in the context of the situation. 143 and 65, those were the number of pieces of laundry. So this represents the laundry folded, right? Sorry, it's not very precise, but that says laundry folded. And the 6 represents minutes. So if you think about this slope, what that means between these 2 points, right? We have 2 points of time. In 6 minutes, we went up 78 pieces of laundry folded. And that's fine for explaining what the slope is. If you reduce it to 13, what it means in the context of the situation is now this is reduced. We're not talking about every 6 minutes. We're talking about every minute. So that means Sam has folded 13 pieces of laundry in 1 minute.